What's an adult confession you'd never tell your family? 1. Wife and I were swinging for a time. Went to a large weekend party. At one point we see my parents checking in. Needless to say, we made a quick exit. 2. That sometimes I wish my parents were divorced so that I could visit my mom without having to see my dad at the same time. 3. They think I make my living owning and running a small business that designs and sells custom plushies and apparel. My family thinks I make my money crocheting, and I do make a few bucks here and there from my yarn work, but the absolute vast majority of my income comes from the custom-made latex and kink gear I produce. 4. I draw furry smut for a living and make more than I would if I worked full-time retail. I'm my own boss, I work from home, and the clients are generally far kinder than when I work for firms as a designer. I just tell them I'm a freelance illustrator/graphic designer and that I'm working on posting my work online. 5. The real reason I couldn't afford my motorcycle anymore and had to sell it is because in my new city I didn't have access to that mechanic I was sleeping with before. Sorry, Dad. 6. That I am broke. My family always talks about how proud they are of me to be where I am, but I have not been to work in months, struggling with ongoing mental struggles, and I am completely broke and struggling to buy food for myself. 7. I sold my parents' wedding rings, they were divorced already, to pay for college applications and an eighth of sour diesel. 8. I found my parents' wills and steamed them open to see which brother gets the most, and yes, the youngest, me, does. 9. I'm a dad. In the months before lockdown, I was in London for some work and I, 23M, matched with a woman on Tinder, 27F, and we ended up hooking up. To be honest, I did fall for this girl, but after our thing, she went quiet for months. Then, 6 months later, by this time during lockdown, I got a message from her confessing she was pregnant and married. She did not want anything from me and explained I was nothing but an unwitting donor. A few months later, I got an anonymous email with a picture of the baby, but have heard nothing since then. 10. After trying my whole life to believe they were decent people that loved me, I realized that my family is a bunch of self-absorbed, idiotic a-holes that are too afraid to improve themselves for fear of losing their ideas of who they are. 11. I like to occasionally sneak out of the house and wear a Speedo to the beach or pool to tan my legs better. I'm an American man, married to a woman for 25 years, a father, and shamed into covering my body from the waist down in as much fabric as possible in or near the water. 12. That I love my dogs more than I do some of my brothers and sisters.